Welcome back to T&F Commentaries. I'm your host, the most, Michael Benitez. In this series, we will commentate every single Thomas and Friends episode out there, starting from Season 1 to Season 23. And today, we're going to be continuing with Season 3. Trust me, everyone, we got a lot more episodes to do, so let's be continuing this series. T&F Commentaries presents Episode 3, Come Out, Henry.
Once, an engine attached to a train was afraid of a few drops of rain.
Okay, so first off, who is this green engine? This green engine is named Henry. He is the number 3 of the Northwestern Railway. Unlike Thomas, Edward, and Gordon, who we met so far, they're based on actual classes. Thomas London, Brighton, South Coast Railway E2, Gordon, Eleanor A1, aka the A0, and Edward, the Furnace Railway K2. This first form of Henry, I'm gonna say, is a bit of a mixed breed, is the way I would put it, because he's not based on a specific locomotive this time. He is actually, in this version, he is a mixed breed between an LNER A1 and an LNER C1. Look those locomotives up, put them together, boom, you got Henry. So let's continue on. This will play Henry later on in the series.
It went into a tunnel and squeaked through its funnel and wouldn't come out again.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to say right off the bat, this tunnel will later be known as Henry's Tunnel. Why? Because of a specific event in this episode, I would have to say. Now, I'm pretty surprised of how long this tunnel is, for that Henry's first back section of his train will be at the back of the tunnel to be seen, and then Henry will be seen in the opening of the tunnel at the end. I thought the entire train would just fit in the tunnel. Alright, let's continue.
The engine's name is Henry. His driver and fireman argued with him, but he would not move. The rain will spoil my lovely green paint and red stripes, he said.
Okay. Right off the bat, Henry seems a bit of an arrogant one, because he is a bit temptatious about, or how should I say, scared of the rain at this point in the series. Even though this is his first episode, he has appeared in that he speaks in. So at first you may think he's just a pompous engine like Gordon, but I don't think you should go there, folks, because Henry's a bit different from Gordon in some kind of way. However, this personality will later tag along to a different locomotive, but more commonly known. Okay, let's continue.
The conductor blew his whistle till he had no more breath, and waved his flag till his arms ached. Henry still stayed in the tunnel and blew steam at him.
Okay, this scene was played reverse a couple of times when Henry blows off steam. But right off the bat, I guess the guards and passengers are pretty angry with Henry at this point. I mean, they just want to get to their destination, and Henry doesn't want to go because, of all things, rain. He doesn't want to get his glorious green paint red stripes get dirty. Well, rain doesn't do anything, Henry. It just cleans you, kind of.
I'm not going to spoil my lovely green paint and red stripes for you. Then along came Sir Topham Hatt, the man in charge of all the engines on the island of Sodor.
Okay, here we meet the glorious Fat Controller. The Fat Controller, also known as Sir Topham Hatt, is the man who is in charge of all the locomotives on the island of Sodor. He is the man in charge, and he speaks to the engines if they have problems. Now, right off the bat, Sir Topham Hatt was was not one of my favorite characters, because later in the series you'll see he treats some of the characters poorly, if I would say that, but that's not until later in the series. So let's continue on. Oh look, a certain red engine that's not supposed to be here at this point.
We will pull you out, said Sir Topham Hatt, but Henry only blew steam at him.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that, Henry. Don't blow steam at your director, because things might happen. Also, I realized this when I first watched this episode. He somehow has marker marks on his hand. What's with that, Sir Topham?
Everyone pulled except Sir Topham Hatt, because...
Okay, right off the bat, I can tell this cannot work, because How are you gonna, Sir? Okay, Sir Topham Hatt. How are you gonna pull with humans? How are humans gonna pull a 50-ton locomotive with 3 coaches? That makes literally no sense. And Henry probably has his brakes on at this point. It won't make any sense.
My doctor has forbidden me to pull.
Oh, so you're saying that you're fat? So you're saying that you're fat, Sir Topham? Wow,
He stayed in the tunnel.
thought so.
Then they tried pushing from the other end. Sir Topham Hatt said, 1, 2, 3, push!
Right off the bat again, this scene. How are you gonna push a locomotive? And a train is made of steel, not of plastic. You're not gonna pull. You're not gonna push it through a tunnel with just humans.
But he didn't help. My doctor has forbidden me to push, he said. They pushed and pushed and pushed, but still Henry stayed in the tunnel.
So this means that not only Sir Tom is fat, he is also quite lazy, as depicted in this first scene. Trust me, he'll get a bit more clumsy as the scenes continue, or the series continues.
At last Thomas came along. The conductor waved his red flag and stopped him.
Okay, so now at this point, Thomas has now come along to try to push the Henry out of the tunnel. Well, unlike in the in the railway series, the book, Henry was trying to be pushed out by a certain red tender engine. This was not the tender engine that you just saw at the other opposite end of the tunnel. It's just a locomotive that looks exactly like that character, though.
Everyone argued with Henry. Look, it has stopped raining, they said. Yes, it will begin again soon, said Henry. And what would become of my green paint with red stripes then?
Oh my god, Henry, you are making full of excuses at this point. And also, I don't think I would agree with Henry because four characters are still having umbrellas in their hands. So it's probably still raining, though they weren't able to try to do so in the Marvel series. Henry, you're just making some lazy excuses at this point, buddy. Come on, man.
Thomas pushed and puffed, pushed as hard as ever he could. But still Henry stayed in the tunnel.
Okay, I can see how this plan was going to work in some kind of way. Like, Thomas may have been small, but he could have been bigger. He could have been powerful enough to push the entire train out of the tunnel. But as I think that Henry had his brakes on, so that means there's no way Henry's coming out of the tunnel.
Eventually, even Sir Topham Hatt gave up. We shall take away your rails, he said, and leave you here until you're ready to come out of the tunnel.
And Henry looks like he doesn't even care at this point. Well, during the Railway series, the book, Sir Topham said he was gonna put him in the tunnel for always. I guess they changed it in the Marvel series because they didn't want Sir Topham to look like a meanie and wanted to like put like a slaved engine in the tunnel, or not slaved, but you know what I mean.
They took up the old rails and built a wall in front of Henry, so that other engines wouldn't bump into him.
Okay, I just like that little transition there. That was actually kind of fun. But this is the thing I don't understand. Why didn't Henry change his mind off the bat? You could see him in the first show that did this, and when the wall started being collected, there was a point where Henry could have said, "I'm sorry," and wouldn't come out. But no, he didn't say it. Okay, I don't want anyone making any connections with this wall thing, as this happened in 1986. 1986 being a year that a certain event in Germany happened. I won't get into that because that's not what I like to do. But please, I don't want any involvement with any criticisms or any memes off this scene, okay? Please, no memes.
All Henry could do was to watch the trains pushing through the other tunnel. He was very sad because he thought no one would ever see his lovely green paint red stripes again.
Well, it's not a favorite color.
As time went on, Edward and Gordon would often pass by. Edward would say, "Peep, peep, hello." And Gordon would say, "Poop, poop, poop, served you right."
Okay, now, as always, Edward is always the kind engine, and he still says hi to Henry, even though what he did was pretty much very stupid. But Gordon, he's still the pompous twat he always is. This will not end, folks. Let's continue.
Poor Henry had no steam to answer. His fire had gone out. Sudden dirt from the tunnel had spoiled his lovely green paint and red stripes anyway. How long do you think Henry will stay in the tunnel before he overcomes his fear of the rain and then decides to journey out again?
Okay, I can actually feel kind of sorry for Henry in this specific scene. This is actually the first time I actually feel sad for Henry, because Henry, basically the first version of this story was actually called The Sad Story of Henry. Fun fact, this was going to be actually the first episode of the Thomas and Friends when it was going to become a television show in 1953. However, Henry's model jumped the tracks in 1953, and a hand had to pull him back on the tracks. Trust me, kids don't want to see that, folks. But I honestly feel really sad for Henry, because all he wanted to do was be a really useful engine. It's just he misunderstands what rain is. Instead of thinking of it as a clean source, he thinks of it as a dirty, and wants to be like away from it. I don't know why he started this, but hey, it's pretty sad. And I also like that theme they put to Henry at the ending, was like oh, that theme really got me hard when I first watched this episode, because Henry is really just a sad engine. Like, you always feel sorry for Henry at this point. Henry is one of those. This is why I like Henry so much. Henry is that one specific character everyone wants to be, and we can connect to him in some kind of way. Well, I'll say this later on in the episode Cole, but another Henry episode. But when we continue on with Henry, you're gonna have to figure out like why is he like this and what's wrong with him. And so yeah, he's a mixed bred locomotive. He's really sad, and I really am touched by that. That's why he's my favorite of the Steam Team. Okay, so what do you think, guys? Will Henry come out of the tunnel? Is Henry your favorite character? Let me know down in the comments. I am Mike Benitez, and this is T&F Episodes Come Out Henry. Poor Henry.